Welcome back to the Asylum. I'm Kane.
I'm JASEAN.
And we are the Arkham Inmates. And today we are back for another tier list video. And we are going to be tier listing for the Batman movies. So last time we did all the Spider-Man movies, including the animated Spider-Man movies, Across the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse, all that. But we are going to be doing the Batman movies. We are only doing the live action ones, not the animated ones, because there's like 40 of those animated ones. So we're staying with the original Michael Keaton line, to the Val Kilmer, to the George Clooney, all the Tim Burton, to the Dark Knight trilogy, and then Matt Reeves' The Batman. So we are going to be tier listing those, see which ones we put lower on the list, see which ones are better, and then we'll sort them out like we usually do. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's get right into it. So we are going to start off. So right now we have the order with the Tim Burton. So it basically goes from the oldest to the brand new. So let's get right into it. So for the first one, the classic Nicholson and Michael Keaton. This one, I mean, I think S tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's S.
I think it's S tier.
It's very iconic.
It is, yeah. It's one of the most iconic.
Yeah,
I mean, Jack Nicholson's Joker
Yep.
is fucking phenomenal. I think Michael Keaton's also one of the best Batman.
Yeah.
It fucking sits. Yeah. Batman Returns.
I could go A, B.
I want to say S too.
I don't know.
It's one of the best sequels. And then Michelle Pfeiffer as fucking Catwoman was perfect. I mean, Danny DeVito's Penguin. Come on.
It's really good, but I want to go like A. Something, I don't know what it is. Something in my gut just wants to go A.
I'll go A. I think it's up there though. It's one of the best sequels.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah. I'll go A. I think just the overall, like, from this back to back was great. I love both of these movies. Batman Forever.
See?
I was gonna give it higher because it's just, I think it's a great watch.
Fun.
I really like Val Kilmer's Batman.
It's a fun watch, but if we're talking like Riddler is not acting like, well.
What do you mean? He's like such a flamboyant Riddler.
Yeah, he is, but then also
Jim Carrey kills it. The only thing I don't agree with is Two-Face was trying to be the Joker because he was trying to battle up Nicholson.
Well, here's my problem. Maybe I'm not a super big Riddler fan. But I know he's flamboyant, but I don't think he's over the top the way Jim.
No, he's not. I will agree that.
So I think that kind of it's a fun watch because Jim Carrey, but I
enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable film, but because we have to think of this prospectively as them doing right by the characters as well, not just as a film.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if Riddler's flamboyant is here, Jim Carrey would have to be like fucking up here.
Yeah.
It was like really over the top.
Yeah.
Not to where it's not enjoyable. It's enjoyable because it's Jim Carrey.
It's because Jim Carrey. So you're saying if anybody else tried doing that, it's like,
yeah, it's not gonna work.
But it only works because it's Jim.
Yes.
And he's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Like I said, I think Tommy Lee Jones was a fun Two-Face, but I don't think he was a good Two-Face because Two-Face is not as, like, Two-Face is...
That's what I mean when you're doing right by the characters. Also with, also you got to take it to...
We also have Robin in this one.
But Robin's old as fuck. He didn't start out young. I mean, he's younger.
He's like 20s.
I know, but that's around the age he was in college, trying to distance himself from Bruce when they first started fighting, and then him becoming Nightwing.
I really like Val's, though, performance. I think he's a really good Batman.
Yeah, definitely.
So you want to do C? I'll go B.
We can go B.
I just think it's super fun. I think it's a fun one to do, and then like
all
of the gadgets and like the thing with the box and the Riddler. I think it's.
I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's just.
I'll say it's definitely not up there, but I don't want to say C.
Okay, B is fine.
Okay, Batman and Robin. Are we gonna be assholes and say it's the worst ever made because it is? Or are we gonna give it a little because it is? I say it's fun.
That's what I was just about to say because that movie's fun, but then this movie's fun.
But it's a lot worse. I mean,
and then the nipples,
the writing, the suit up bat nipples.
I want
Also, Arnold being Freeze, bad choice. Bad choice. Him doing the what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
And then Bane not having brain cells also kind of bothers me.
I mean, that's kind of fair because what were they gonna really do?
I mean,
it was a Poison Ivy movie.
Bane as a character,
they shoved him in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bane as a character, they shoved it in there. They didn't do it right.
This is kind of like a Spider-Man 3. There's just so much. There's so many characters.
It's like a way worse version.
And I did not like Clooney's Batman. I mean, I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, no, I don't really. Can we go D? I don't want to.
Are we gonna do unsure? Are we gonna? We should change this.
F. Yeah, let's just go F.
To absolute dog shit.
I don't think it's dog shit. It's,
I think it's dog shit.
It's fun to watch, but
it's. And then Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy though isn't like. I know everyone says she's like.
Shit, and I forgot about the bitch that came in for Batwoman.
Yeah, and then her whole thing of like, now a woman's here, boys, and then they do the whole thing where Alfred's dying this whole movie, so Alfred's not even in it.
You know, like, she's the girl from Psych.
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
And she's Alfred's
I totally forgot about that part of the movie. Yeah, put it on dog shit now.
Because there's a woman in it?
Because they didn't do it properly. I love female leads. Like, for example, if you watch anime, JJK, Nobara, what that fucking bitch's name? JJK. Fucking Mai. Like,
right. I don't know those characters.
I'm just like 2 examples real quick because I was just watching some JJK shit. Those are like, I love, because when you do a female lead properly, it's good. Like Black Widow, I loved that Black Widow movie.
I mean, the Resident Evil movies.
I think it's overhated.
The Underworld movies.
Yeah, when you
Tomb Raider.
It has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It has to do with the fact that they wrote her in because she's a woman, and then they preach to us about. It's kind of like that one scene of fucking Endgame where it's like she does have help, and you just feel okay, this is just forced in here. Like they forced her in there. Like it's already packed enough. Now you got this bitch coming in. She's the niece, has zero training. Whatever training she does have was probably like a fucking karate class that they mentioned or something. Yeah. Or something brief real quick. And then she's out here jumping across rooftops and shit. Like,
well, they also have her being a part of this like crazy motorcycle thing the way she like races or whatever. Yeah, so and then she almost dies.
It's not because she's a woman. It's just now that I remember this plot of the movie as well. It's
also, they switched the character because Batgirl is supposed to be Barbara Gordon. And it's not. It's Alfred's niece. It's not even Gordon's daughter. So
we can put on dog shit.
Dog shit?
Yeah, that's fine.
This makes sense. Because C tier wouldn't be, like this, was dog shit. Okay, so now we're doing Nolan's trilogy. A lot of people are going to get upset at this, but these are not S tiers. I'm going to be very. Batman Begins is... I'm not a fan. I'll say this right now. I'm not a fan of the...
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the...
I would go A for
I'm also
Batman
not
Begins.
A fan. No. I think I'm not a fan of the Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. I don't think it really works. And in the whole thing at the train where he's like, I don't have to save you. Batman doesn't do that.
I forgot about that scene.
Batman doesn't like, I won't kill you, but that doesn't mean I have to save you. Yeah, Batman has saved every one of his villains. That's not Batman.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
He doesn't just let people die because he chooses not to. That's his guilty conscience. That's what happened to his parents. Because they died choking on their blood. He didn't die from
how low are you trying to go?
I was going to go B.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's good, but it missed a mark on a lot.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Now I'll say Dark Knight is an S tier. Oh, A?
I would go...
Really? I think Dark Knight's on par with Tim Burton's first.
Yeah.
Because Heath Ledger's Joker alone, and then Two-Face...
I'm tweaking. I'm thinking of Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, Dark Knight is S, right? No,
Dark Knight Rises is A. The Dark Knight is S.
Yeah, but we're on Dark Knight right now.
That's why I said I'm tweaking. I was thinking wrong shit.
Yeah, Dark Knight is S. I think everything that was wrong with the first one, because here's the thing. The reason he's like, I don't have to save you, right? And so he kills Liam Neeson. That's not good. That's not what Batman did. He didn't kill Joker.
Yep.
He dropped him and then saved him and put him in jail. That's what Batman. So everything in Dark Knight was done. Yep. The cinematography, everything was perfect. It was just one of those things. Also, this Two-Face versus Tommy Lee Jones, that's Two-Face. The really serious, the full of hatred, the split of like what it's going. Also, what year was that? Because the CGI of his face?
2008, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because didn't Dark Knight come out after Iron Man? Or before? I knew they were battling, Marvel and DC. But the CGI of, I forgot the actor's name that plays Two-Face. Yep. He's really good. But that was great. When he turns over and you see the...
Well, I thought, wasn't a lot of it practical? Because Christopher Nolan hates CGI.
No, but all of that, like the makeup, setting that, and then the practical was the lips moving and all this stuff. But just the integration of it. looked so good.
So much of it was practical that it's
when he blew up the hospital.
Yeah, it's easier to do when you're doing makeup and stuff.
Yes,
it's easier to when you're doing very little CGI to make it look good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for the time, like as a kid seeing it in theaters, and I remember him doing this where he's just like turns over and you see it and you're like, oh fuck, like that's good.
So that is S tier.
Solid.
Yeah. That is A tier. That's what
I don't think so.
You think it's higher?
No, I was gonna go B again. And it's only because I think we lose a lot of the Dark Knight stuff again. Because here's the thing. Bane sells the movie, right? Tom Hardy's Bane is fucking great. But I know they're doing a modern take. But you also, Bane, you have to have the Venom, okay? I get you do the mask, and the mask gives him medicine so he doesn't feel anything. Cool. But I want the green. I want the Venom. I want him to get bigger. I like the supernatural Batman. I know that's not what this is. I get that. But when you do Joker so well and so dark, and in the Bane,
well, there's other things.
I'll say that.
Because let me add on to what you're saying. There's other things they could have done if that's what you want to, the route you're taking. You could have done adrenaline mixed in with
that's what I'm saying. I get it.
So
also, here's another thing. I think Catwoman was terrible in this. Anne Hathaway's Catwoman did not like it.
About this Catwoman.
I didn't like her Catwoman at all, and her whole storyline of like stealing from Bruce, and then that's what gets Bruce to get back out there.
I like that storyline.
Why?
I don't like it that the fact I don't think it's.
Why does she have to be the catalyst? Because she steals something of her mother's, his mother's pearls.
Hold on, I'm saying I like that's how they met. That she's stealing something out of his mansion, and that was their first interaction, and it piqued his interest.
Yes.
So if you're saying that's the reason he got back out there. I have to disagree. The reason he got back out there is because Jim was in the hospital. And then that guy came knocking on his door saying, hey, we need you back out there.
Right.
So I disagree
I'll say that. But here's the thing. There was nothing in between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises
I agree.
To explain
I don't really care about the relationship.
Why he gave up, and also like why he, because at the end he's like, let the dogs chase me or whatever, right? But he's still got to be Batman. That's what he agreed to. But then we start Dark Knight Rises after we meet Bane and everything with he's got a limp, he's a little bit older. Like this isn't like 20 years from now, you know what I mean? Like Nolan doesn't really explain that, and I feel like this is a Bane movie. Because then half of the thing, now I will say, when they put him in the pit and he has to get out and all that as Wayne rather than Batman, awesome. Fucking killer. But when he resets his back, like, all that is really good. And then the end, I'm also not a fan of the ending. Talia al Ghul, I hated that. The whole Talia al Ghul line.
That doesn't make...
The whole Talia al Ghul line where she's like, I'm going to sleep with Bruce, and then I'm going to do this to gain his trust, and then I'm going to have the bomb. And then, like, for him not to do any background checks, he's the smartest man in the world, and he didn't know that was Talia al Ghul's daughter. No detective skills there. That's one of the biggest memes against the movie.
Detective skills in this movie at all. That's when we were doing Battle of the Best. We gave him a very low score.
We did? For detective? Oh, wow.
Because he doesn't fucking really do anything.
But, like, we all knew. I'm pretty sure, from what I remember halfway through, I'm like, that girl, I don't trust her. Because she's like, let me get the bomb, Bruce. And Bruce is like, yeah, I love you.
I think you also got to take into perspective.
I think it's a B. I think it's there that it begins.
I know it's the third one, but it feels like a sequel to the second one more than just a third movie. Because
I wouldn't even say that because we skipped so much time.
Because also, never mind, because I was about to say, it goes back to the first movie. I think it's a perfect trilogy movie.
Perfect trilogy movie, but
everything
it's a bad ending.
Everything makes it full circle, but I still feel like A's.
Why though? What is the main things? And you can't say Bane, and you can't say like cinematography and stuff because all these movies are shot beautifully. It's Christopher Nolan. From a story wise, there's so much wrong with it. It's like Batman Begins. That's why I say B. Now let's say this. When we get to positioning, I would put Dark Knight Rises the strongest B out of all those. But here's the thing: Batman Returns as a sequel is fucking peak. Whereas Dark Knight Rises, we're all like, oh my god, The Dark Knight is one of the best superhero films ever made. What's he gonna do next? And it was kind of a letdown. If Tom Hardy wasn't Bane, you wouldn't like this as much as it was. I bet you. If Tom Hardy wasn't Bane and it was some dude we didn't know or was another actor that didn't bring it like that at Tom Hardy, you would not like Dark Knight Rises as much as you do. I will sit on that hill.
I can agree. Okay, we can do B. Everything you're
That's
saying
why I'm thinking.
Is making so.
It just disappointed me. I still think it's awesome, and I still will watch Dark Knight Rises back to back, but
everything you're saying makes sense to me, and I agree with what you're saying. I like how you pointed out if Tom was in this movie and he didn't bring the performance that he did, a big piece of this movie would be missing. I still think that it's a potential. so I'm not complete. If someone did put this in A category, I wouldn't argue it.
I wouldn't argue it either. It would be my personal take.
But
can I add another thing? Because I just thought of it. Let me hear your thoughts on this. I thought the whole breaking the Bat's back was so underwhelming. Because in the comics, it is like, it is a slam down sumo, like not sumo, wrestling thing. You see him break the whole thing. In this, he literally goes, what breaks first? Your back or your body, right? But all it is click, done, and he falls in. I would want like a fucking slow in, zoom in. They made it very underwhelming of, oh, I broke his back. Also, another thing. Yes, the voice has become iconic. I don't know. It's funny and it's iconic.
Mr. Wayne.
Doesn't that bring it down though?
Yeah, I can.
Doesn't that bring it down? It's like the whole.
He's Hispanic.
Dude,
he's just fucking Hispanic?
Bane is Hispanic, and he's also a super genius, which Tom Hardy's is. But it's also like, they're like, what will break first, your back or your body?
Batman, do you want to fight?
I love if you played Arkham Origins. And I love when he grabs him, through the fucking elevator roof, and he's just like, don't you think I would know that? And he's just like that, and then he's like, I'm going to crush your spine.
We can put it B, and as long as it's first in
I think that's fair. The Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say A a little bit, just because we didn't get a lot. We got like
Bruce Wayne, you mean?
Well, I'm saying of everything. So it was like this is like a little bit of a couple of weeks while he figures out this mystery of Riddler. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, we didn't get to see all of his gadgets. We didn't get to see all of his, like, zip lining. We didn't get to see all of, like, I know it was one movie, but I'm saying, like, you know how we got the Penguin TV show, and it opened up Penguin, but we already knew that Penguin, oh, this guy's perfect. Robert Pattinson did a great Batman. Perfect. He's one of my favorite Batmans. But we didn't see a lot of Alfred. We didn't see a lot of Bruce. We saw a good amount of Batman, but it was mainly Batman and Catwoman.
I think everyone knew going into this, because they announced that this is a Batman movie, and they're going to be doing a lot of detectiveness. And they were saying
they did kill it with detectiveness. That was like a detective slow burn thriller. They were
saying that before the release.
I did really like that. And the gothic vibe.
With that mindset, this is going to... So I'm going S.
I'll go S.
That's a fucking peak movie.
I go, yeah, that was one of the best Batmans.
And you can't say that movie didn't change masculine mentality, the way boys act now, because of that movie.
What do you mean?
Like
the whole like depressing.
No. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about working out, motivation to do this, motivation to do that.
I wouldn't know any of that. I don't follow those things.
Okay. Well,
so I wouldn't know what Batman changed. I thought you meant in the sense of like, when this came out, it was very much in the sense of like,
I think this movie did a lot of
being more, yourself and like being
that's
very
more meme-ish. I'm saying it did a lot of positive things for masculine, like for boys, to promote them to do better.
Really?
Because even at the ending, like, you know, I gotta become more.
Yeah, I can't be vengeance.
You know,
I have to be hope.
Yeah. So even the ending and it did do a lot. So for it to be that transformative to.
I mean, also it's shot so well. The cameras, the quality over it. I mean, obviously all the villains, like Penguin, mwah, fucking amazing. I love Falcone in this. I love a bunch. Sick.
Okay.
Also, not a giant fan of Catwoman again. I think Zoe did an all right job, but it just wasn't hitting it. Not like Michelle Pfeiffer. But I'm fine with this list right now. Okay, so keeping this in dog shit, fair. Okay, this, like I said, I think Dark Knight Rises is the best out of all of them. And then that, and then that.
Yep.
That's fair. This. Now with this, these are all three different tastes. It's literally, do you like Golden Era, do you like Modern Era, or do you like New 52? That's kind of what this is.
And like you just said, it's all taste. And are you keeping him number one because that's your taste? Because number two is my flavor, and that's my opinion. That's number one.
You think Dark Knight's better than all three of these?
Yes.
I was going to say personally only because, and you know me, I'm a huge Joker fan. I was gonna put Batman number one.
I won't argue with that.
The sheer detectiveness and the actual comic accuracy.
I was going to say that is a very close second. Like, this is the Dark Knight is here.
Yeah.
And then the Batman's like right here for me.
Right.
Because if you were going to turn something on, I would want to watch this over that, but I do favor.
I
think
love
it
Jack
has
Nicholson.
More. It has more to it to me as a movie than that one. So that's why I was going to put it there.
But we wouldn't have those without this. That's another thing. And
Yeah,
I
but
love
you can't-
Nicholson's
you can't-
Joker.
You can't do it in that perspective.
I know, but like Nicholson's Joker too, because that's the one I have tatted on me. Like that, like I think would I rather watch The Dark Knight or would I rather watch Jack Nicholson's Batman? It really, for me, is a personality of the Jokers. I think both Batmans are great, and the movies are great. But like, do I want to watch Heath Ledger or do I want to watch Jack Nicholson? And sadly, that's what it comes down to, you know. So.
Not for me. For me, in my mindset with those two, the reason that's going number 2, like I just said, as
like
a movie, not as with the Jokers, it brings more. There's more, like, in my head, there's more plot to it. There's more. Just.
Would you say there's more Batman feel? Because I feel like
this is where we get to see his upgrades, because he was year 1 in The Batman Begins. So this is where we really get to see him be the Batman. So I would say there's more Batman in that sense. We really get to see him.
There's also a lot of dope visuals, like when he goes to Tokyo or whatever, and he steals that dude, and you see the gadgets and that, and then
the way he acts, the way he is fighting. We get to see his particular way of fighting
also
Gotham.
the scenes with boats, the two boats and everything. That's a very intense. Like
I just feel like this movie as a film brings more than this one. That's not to say that it's not as good. It's just this one deserves to be in the second spot because as a Batman movie, he brings more to the table than this one. I think the only time we really got to see a good amount of his gadgets and him as Batman would be The Flash. Like seeing all his shit, all those suits.
Yeah. Because you could do so much more with CGI and choreography.
So as a film, I think.
But it's also like.
And this isn't like a preference thing of I like this Joker better than this one.
We all agree this is taste. Because each one, I could be feeling this one day, and in this the next day, and in that the next day.
I'm trying to go in this without taste, without flavor. I'm trying to look at these as films.
But you gotta think, okay, Batman though, like that you in this one, you got the Batmobile, you got the Batmobile this, you got the Batwing in this. You don't got that in this technically. Then you also got like the comic era, you got the accuracy, you got the falling into the vat of acid, you got the actual story origin, you got the whole thing with Harley Quinn in this, which you don't have in this. You then have the whole thing with like the jokes of the long-barreled gun, and then you have the whole church scene, and then you have the whole thing with him doing the like Joker putting the cosmetics and all the stuff that he does, the laughing gas, the very, very comic accurate. I would say Nolan's isn't comic accurate
because it's a live
and
action
I'm a big
take.
I know, but this is also live action.
But I'm not. Well, his was more
modern take.
Modern take. But like I said, everything you're telling me is more
Batman to me.
I've heard a lot of Joker stuff.
No, I know it's a lot of Joker stuff, but okay, well, like I said, the Batwing, the Batmobile, the Alfred, I find is better than Michael Caine.
Now the look might be more comic accurate.
Well, here's the thing: the look, the Batman, the Alfred, the Bruce Wayne, I like way better than Christian Bale's, and then on top of that, the cave, the Bat Cave, the look of that rather than the all white fucking thing that he has. I like the Bat Cave being the actual bats and moving. The gothic aesthetic of Gotham, of Tim Burton's. Like Gotham is fucking amazing. I love the whole like. Also, come on, the soundtrack. That is Batman. Even Lego Batman uses that. Everyone uses that soundtrack. Especially when we watch The Flash for the Diamonds in the Rough. When I picked that with the moon, and then you hear the music. That soundtrack beats the Nolan soundtrack. That's why I'm saying like all these are taste. It's just that is the Batman. That is Batman. The only reason I put Batman in front of it because it's modern, but it's also neither of these are detective. Michael Keaton was barely a detective. You know, he did some detective work more than Bale, but it was barely detective work. This is a detective, vigilante, crime-fighting Night Stalker. That's why I love it. That's why it's number 1. This is all of the campy stuff, all of the comic book stuff straight from the comic book pages where I give it that comic accuracy. Also, I like the Alfred better, the actual cave underneath the huge manor and all of that versus this where this is like the gritty New York, like someone needs to do something because the police ain't, and it's like the gadgets and the like with
so
Lucas
I hear
Fox.
everything that you said. The thing I'm trying to see.
That's
the
why
main
it's number
points
2
here,
for me.
Because we also got to take into consideration as a film now, because everything you said was just things you like. It's comic book accurate mostly of this guy. So tell me,
it feels like Batman more than the other one. That's what I meant.
Tell me, in your opinion, how you think this is. I'm not questioning you. I want to know how you feel like this is a better film-wise with like story, plot. This, because that's the way I'm trying to look at these three. Because these three in my head are so.
I'll agree to this. I think The Dark Knight is a better shot film. Obviously, it's better shot just because of the times.
Well, how about
and
like
its
story?
Well, I'm getting that.
Okay.
So the story of it, right, is it's kind of hard because there's two different eras here. So The Dark Knight is 2 hours long.
Yep.
Batman is only an hour 40. You got to have time crunches for certain things. So would I say, oh, is the writing in The Dark Knight better than Batman Tim Burton? Yes, but that's only because it's Christopher Nolan. You see what I mean? If it was like Steven Spielberg, it would have probably sounded way different. If it was Quentin Tarantino, like, Nolan is a phenomenal writer, and I love his writing. So I'm going to agree that it's a better written movie, right? So as a better written movie, as a better thing, would you say, oh, it's a better movie overall than the Tim Burton Batman? I wouldn't agree because I'm wanting a Batman movie. If someone didn't know what Batman was and they saw that movie and then saw that movie, they'd probably pick that movie because it's got that modern edge, it's got that clean look, the shots are beautiful, it's got that realism to where you're like, damn, this could really happen. And then the acting performances are off the chain. It's not goofy, it's serious, and it gets the point across, but it's still awesome. Whereas they would look at this and be like, this is really campy, this is really goofy, damn, I had a lot of fun with this. Oh, Jack Nicholson is it? Oh, that's cool, wow, okay, oh, this is super funny. But it'd be dorky to them, right? So that's why I'm saying in that regard. But if you didn't know what Batman, if you know who Batman is and you grew up with the animated series and that's a Batman movie.
And that's
the only reason that Pattinson beats that is because it does the things that these don't do better.
That's all I wanted to hear from you, because I was already, when you already first started explaining why you wanted this in this position, when you were talking about the comic book action, I was already agreeing with you, but I wanted you to clarify on why this is
written,
a better
shot,
film.
and performed better. It's just this is Batman more.
I agree.
That's why. That's why I think it should be 2. All of these are S tiers, we're saying. All of these are the best ever Batman movies ever made. It's just different tastes. I think the Batman beats Tim Burton's because we want a detective, we want a smart person, and I like that Robert Pattinson's Batman, he didn't even figure out the full plan.
And he
lost.
He just checks the bullet points on a lot
of everything.
Stuff. He's even his fighting style. He's not the biggest.
Everything.
Like he beats the fuck out of them. It's like he's going to the line. He's like, I'm not.
It's
gonna cross
also
that
what
line.
year 4 or 5?
It's year like 2.
Year 2, yeah. Like he's pissed. Yeah. He's the vengeance, right? So, Michael Keaton's been doing this for years. Christian Bale's been doing this for
years. This is where we get to see his upgrade. He's finally Batman, and
it's just when I want a Batman movie, right? I'm picking these 2 over Dark Knight. Sadly, like I said, if I want a Joker movie, I'm picking Dark Knight. You see what I'm saying? Dark Knight's a Joker movie to me, not a Batman movie.
Same in the sense that this is a Bane movie, not a...
That's why I said it's lower, because they got Bane right to a degree, but not all the way. And then the Bruce Wayne and Batman was lacking. So
I can agree with that too.
I like this list. I like this. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think this is great. I mean, these are the top of the best. But yeah, hey, if you guys love this list, if you guys think any should be higher or should be more, do you think that Batman and Robin is better than dog shit? I don't think so. I think it's the worst of the worst. But maybe you think Batman Returns is better than the first Batman, or whatever you think. But other than that, thank you guys for watching for another tier list. And me and Jay will see you in the next one. And we thank you for being one of the inmates here at Arkham Asylum. Peace.